Hey, what is up guys? This is Issa Johar, and today I'll be bringing one of my PVE builds, which is the Pug build. The reason to that is because there are a lot of good setups out there in the game. There are the new sets that give you like 5% extra damage against enemies, but sometimes it's really hard to farm these sets, like Vicious Death and all that stuff. You may not have a group, you may not have a guild that will run the trials with you, so this is a really basic setup that anybody can get. It may not be the best, but it can do a lot of damage. You can complete any dungeon with it. I did all the dungeons with this setup. So basically, let's start off with the stats first. So we have 44% crit. It's going to be 54 with Biting Jab because you're going to get that 10% extra weapon critical. We have 37k stamina, all points into stamina, and then recovery doesn't matter in PVE. So basically, this is a bow and dual wield setup. So when we look at the gear, we have 5 Twice Born Star, 2 Velodrith, 2 Lucky's Ring, and 3 Agility, which we have axes here. Kinda prefer to have like one sharpened, one precise, but I have both of them sharpened. And then we have the Maelstrom Bow, which we're gonna use it just for Endless Hail and Poison Injection. You kind of want to have all of your pieces divines and golded out, but you don't really need to. I mean, the content in this game is not really difficult, so having like purple stuff is all what you need, but you want to have your weapons golded out at least, so that you get the most damage out. Then, the other important thing you have to know, since it's a Stamplar, we don't have something that gives us major brutality. So my way of getting major brutality is I use Essence of Speed, this spot, which you can make using Dragonthorn, Less Thistle, and Namira's Rot. Gives you major brutality, 30% speed, and stamina. There are some other pots that give you, the yellow weapon damage pots. They also can work instead of this, but I kind of liked having the extra speed, to avoid snares and stuff. So these are the stats with the pot. It's like 3800 weapon damage. Now let's go quickly through the skill setup. We have Poison Injection, Repentance. If somebody in the group running Repentance, you could run Caltrops instead here. Then you have Endless Hail, Power of the Light, and Shuffle. People are like, hey, why do you run Shuffle in PvE? Well, almost everything in the game snares you. Like, a lot of the boss abilities snare you, so you kind of want to have that extra survival for yourself to help out your group. You can just roll dodge out of a snare or an AoE thing on the ground. And you can have a Meteor here instead of Werewolf, but I don't really use Meteor in PvE. I just use Dawnbreaker as my ult. On the dual wield bar we have Biting Jabs, Blood Craze, Trap, Deadly Cloak. You can use Quick Cloak, and then we have Vigor and Dawnbreaker of Smiting. So basically this is the setup we have. Now let's go through the CP really quick. Since we have a lot of dots in this build, you kind of want to split your points between Thumb and Mighty, because all of the abilities are dots. You got axes that give really strong bleed, Poison Injection, Endless Hail, Biting Jabs, Blood Craze, Dawnbreaker of Smiting, they're all dots. So you want to have like 66 here, 78 into Mighty, 3 Piercing, and 30 Precise Strikes. For the red tree, you kind of want to split between everything, because a lot of the abilities are dots, magic damage, and physical damage. And then this tree doesn't really matter, you can have it as same setup as you have, which is basically the PvP setup that I have for myself, because you'll have somebody that will give you shards and stamina back, so you won't really need all of these things, so you can just have them as any way you want. Next thing, since we're using Twice Born Star, we're gonna have Shadow and the Thief. And having these two actually gives you really good stats when you have like old divines. If you have old divines golded out, you'll have a lot of crit and a lot of critical damage. Next thing, there are a couple things I can tell you that you can do. Like in this game, you can cancel almost everything with block. Vigor block, Deadly Cloak block, Rearming Trap block. You can cast, Endless Hail switch. So first you go, let's say Heavy Attack, Poison Injection, then you cast this, switch Rearming Trap block, got this, and then Jabs. Like, this is the basic setup you want to use in PvE. There's something flying back there. So, keeping that in mind, you want to rotate between your abilities. your dots, trap, rearming trap, blood craze, jabs, dawnbreaker, smiting, and have your dots up almost all the time. And then sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get your dual wield bleed and blunt, which does 12k bleed over 6 seconds. Some people do, like the way they have their weapons set up is they have one dagger and one axe, but I mean I prefer having 2 axes because I'm not gonna go waste more money to buy something else. I hope you guys enjoy this build video. It's a really quick setup, something for you to put really quickly and just go into the dungeon where you don't have to worry about being like, oh, you gotta have the best gear. You don't really need to have the best gear. I've done everything in this game with this setup. You don't need Maelstrom or arena weapons. Like on some classes you need, like, you know, stamina DK, you want to have the Maelstrom daggers and all that stuff. And if you don't have the Maelstrom bow, you can use another bow. You can use any bow. Because anyway, you're just gonna hit this and then you're gonna switch, and your damage is gonna scale off your dual wield. So after this video, I'm gonna attach a small clip which is gonna be after this, and it's gonna show my simple rotation on one of the bosses, like how I quickly animation cancel, the rearming trap, jabs, dawnbreaker, and all that. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, watch my videos watch me on Twitch, and hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.
I'll see you real quick. I know you're the best damn player, so I'm not gonna bitch at you.
No, you can.
So in AoE situations, all you're doing in AoE situations, drop fucking jabs. You need a deadly cloak. If you're the caltrops guy, throw caltrops down and spin like a motherfucker. Deadly cloak needs to be up. It does that much damage in AoE situations. Also keep trap B stuff, because it will buff your spin damage. You'll get 20, 22k spins. I've seen 28k still tornadoes before.
Yep. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1. My Warhorn. Now watch how fast Issa animation cancels the stuff. So now watch when he does trap. How fast? See, look at the bar swap. See the bar swap? That saves so much time. Time is DPS. That's what you gotta look at it like.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I could keep going.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's time.